Mic testing, mic testing. Hello student, thanks for waiting. So yeah, today we will start to discuss about the paper 2 for 2018. Yeah, and this paper actually has quite a lot of K-bar questions, and some K-bar question even like quite famous. I believe I make a few videos about it as well. So yeah, today I plan to end like at 10:30, so like it's about 1.5 hour class. So let's see how far we can go. Maybe I will go halfway, like maybe 1 hour. We end at 10. See how smooth is the discussion today. Anyways, we have about 60 students here. Yeah, so thanks for coming and participate in this live discussion. So let's begin. Alright, let's go to the first question. Okay, it's a progression, and if you see carefully, you should know this is arithmetic progression, which is what we call AP. So whenever we do the progression question, and it's only give us the information, the only information we have is Sn. So we kind of need to know like how to use it to find the first term. First term basically means S1. So you basically imagine sum of first one term basically is equal to A, which is the first term. Okay, so the first 10 mark question, 1 mark question is ask you to find sum of first 10 term. Just sub 10 into the n here is very easy. Yep, then you just type the calculator is about 30 multiply negative 23 divided by 2. So yep, 1 mark question, negative 345. Right, then for second part, they ask us to find the first term. Like I say, the first term basically means what? It means S1, isn't it? So whenever you have Sn, you cannot use your own Sn formula. I believe you know the Sn equals to n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. Okay, but in this case, you also not enough information to use this formula. So therefore, whenever they give us the Sn, we'll just use the Sn formula given. We will not use our own Sn formula here. So therefore, I want to find A. I know S1 is equals to my A. Or I prefer write like this. A is equals to S1. So which is 3, 1, 1 minus 33 over 2. So basically is 3 multiply negative 32. Where's my negative? Negative 32 and then divided by 2. So it's negative 48 is my first term. Alright, then in order to find a common difference, it will be slightly more complicated here. So what I want to do now is I want to do S2. If you understand about S2, basically it's sum of first term and second term. So this one means I will sum the first term is A plus the second term T2. Isn't it? First term and second term plus together we call S2. So right now, what I want to do is I sub the 2 into my Sn formula. So I have 3, 2, 2 minus 33 divided by 2. I have my A is negative 48 and I want to find my second term. Why do I need to find my second term? Because in order to find a common difference, we know common difference is the second term minus the first term, isn't it? This is how we get a common difference, isn't it? So this is the reason why I need to find my T2. Then I use the T2 minus T1, which is A, to get my D. Okay? This one and this one I simplify. Then I have 3 multiply negative 31. 2 minus 33 is negative 31, isn't it? So, alright, then my T2 is negative 62 plus 48. I hope I didn't make any carry mistake here. Yeah, sometimes I tend to make the mistake, but I hope this is not the case for today. Negative 31. Alright, so plus 48. We'll get about negative 14. Alright, if negative 14 is my second term, so what I want to do is I want to find a common difference. Common difference is the second term minus the first term. Then I will have negative 14 plus 48, 34. Okay, so does this make sense? So let me just double confirm, does it make sense or not? 3, 2, 3 times. Did I press anything wrong? Oh, it's 3, right? Not 2. Alright. I knew it. I definitely always make the stupid mistake. Alright, so we have negative 93. Then plus 48. Negative 45. Alright, now make more sense now. So my second term is negative 45 minus negative 48, then I get positive 3. Alright, right now I get my first term, a is negative 48. I get my common difference, which is 3. Okay. Then what the question asks us to find next? They ask us to find the value of q, given that the q term is the first positive term of the progression. So yeah, let me just... Okay, so I just need to use the a and d value here. So my a, so right now I want to know which term actually will give me the positive term. So first idea is you need to know what's the meaning of positive term here. Okay, positive term mean bigger than 0. So q term, basically I will need to do tn will be bigger than 0. So basically right now my first term is negative 48, right? Then I will plus 3, get the next one is negative 45. I will plus 3, I will get negative 42, and then I plus 3, I will get negative 39, and so on. I will keep on plus 3 until certain term over here, I will get the first positive value. I will get the first positive value here. So now the question asked is like, which term? Which term will be your first positive term? So therefore, I will say Tn must be bigger than 0. Over here, you doesn't see I write bigger and equals to 0. Why? What if the term is equals 0? Equals to 0, 0 is not the positive term. 0 is a neutral number. It's neither positive or negative. Alright, so I was just watching your video. Alright, good. Please watch more of my video. It will be very useful to you, I hope. Right, so we know the Tn formula, which is a plus m minus 1d. So I have my a. I want to find my n. I have my d. Must bigger than 0. So n minus 1 must bigger than 48 divided by 3. N minus 1 must bigger than 16. N must bigger than 17. So therefore, I know the first term, the first positive term I will get is after 17. So which is 18. So therefore, when 18 term, I will actually get a positive number. So therefore, they say it's Q term. So therefore, Q is equals to 18. Alright, so over here, some student might doubt. So why can't we just take the 17? Let's do about T17, see what value we get. A plus n minus 1 d. We are actually getting 0 here. So therefore, at the 17th term here, it's not the positive term. 0 is the neutral number. Okay, So yeah, so it's not the positive term. So therefore, the next term is 0 plus 3, isn't it? Next term will be 3. So therefore, this one will be my first positive term here. So yeah, I hope you can understand these 6-mark questions. It's not too bad if you get the idea. Because normally in SPM they love to give the K-bar question for this topic, progression. Yeah, they love to make things like very difficult in this topic, but yeah, hardly see something like quite easy in 2018. But just the first question is easy. Alright, so can you mute? I think I already mute the person. So yep. Let's continue. So right now we have two functions. We have fx is equals to 2x minus 3. And then we have gx, which is 1 minus 3x. Okay, so the first one, g5, is very easy. Sub 5 into gx. I mean sub 5 into the x, so not gx. 3, 5. So it's negative 14. I believe it's just 1 mark question. This is negative 14. Okay. Then the second one, they asked us to find the value of m if fm plus 2 will equals to 1 over 7 g5. g5 we know is equals to negative 14. We just did it just now. So this one, when fm plus 2 will equals to 1 over 7 negative 14, this one, the whole thing is simplified is negative 2. So what's the meaning of fm plus 2? Basically mean we sub the m plus 2 into our x here. So we sub the m plus 2 at the other side. So therefore it's 2 m plus 2 minus 3 equals to negative 2. So therefore m plus 2 will equals to negative 2 plus 3 is positive 1 divided by 2 is 1 over 2. Okay, I hope I didn't make any current mistake. Alright, so then my m is equals to minus 2 negative 3 over 2. So you recall SPM KSSM will be harder than before? I think it's about the same. It's about the same. I don't think the KSSM will be harder. And the most important question you should ask is, will the boundary for SPM remain the same? Because all of us know that passing mark for AddMath is very low. So yeah, if they adjust the boundary, I believe will make a lot of students not so happy. Alright, so okay, let's continue. GFX. This one means what? We sub the fx into the gx. So we write the gx equals to 1 minus 3x. And you realize I put the bracket for my x, isn't it? Because what I want to do is the bracket, I'm going to put in my fx. I'm going to put in my fx for the bracket here. So what's in my fx? My fx is 2x minus 3, isn't it? So I erase the fx here, change to 2x minus 3. Alright, I'm almost done after I multiply negative 3 into both. So it will be 1 minus 6x plus 9. So it will be 10 minus 6x. So therefore, my gfx is 10 minus 6x. Okay, this is composite function. And actually it's quite straightforward. I hope you guys can understand. If you don't, you let me know. Alright, then this one will be quite, I guess will be quite tough for 2018 students. Yeah, because you need to sketch the modulus graph. Not all the students know. Okay, so we have the gfx equation, which is a linear equation. If I change my gfx into the y, you should be able to see this equation, right? Negative 6x plus 10 is y equals to mx plus c. So in order to sketch the straight line, normally I prefer to find my x-intercept and y-intercept first. So which is, never mind, I draw my table bigger a little bit. Later I'll explain why. This is x and y. So I will make the 0 for x and 0 for y here. So if I sub the 0 into the x here, I will get y equals to 10. So if I sub the 0 into the y here, 6x equals to 10, x equals to 5 over 3. I will get the 5 over 3 here. Alright, this is my x-intercept and y-intercept. So if I want to sketch this graph without the modulus, this is what the graph will look like. It will look like something like this, passing through 10 and 5 over 3. Alright, then the student might ask, then how about modulus? So what the modulus do here is, we kind of need to modulus the other side, isn't it? So what the modulus do is, it's going to reflect everything below the x-axis to the positive. So you can see, this part actually below the x-axis, isn't it? So it's going to do a reflection here. So I'm going to do something like reflection like this. So this one will be my line after modulus. Okay, then we have a problem here. Because for any equation, we should start from negative infinity all the way to the positive infinity. So therefore, we can draw this one as long as we want until the whole paper is using. So because this is the reason why they will give you a domain. What's the purpose of domain here? To limit your graph at certain range. They do not want you to draw the whole A4 paper just for this graph, isn't it? So therefore, over here, I will add two more values in my table, -1 and 3. So I'll add the -1 and 3 for my x to find my y. If I sub the -1 into the equation, I should get 60. If I sub the 3 into the equation, I should get 10 minus 18 is 8 here. So therefore, at least I know something. Let me make this one longer because I need slightly longer. This is my y. So I will assume the 16 is roughly somewhere here. 60. When my x is -1. Alright, when my x is 3, I will roughly go slightly higher a little bit because I will go to 8. So when x is 3, I will stop at 8 here. So this one should be my whole graph here. Yeah, x and y. So this is the reason why you can, because as an SPM student, a lot of students will just ignore the domain. They will just say, we don't need to bother about the domain. But when you go to a higher level, you will know domain actually play a super important role. Yeah, in SPM, I would say sketch graph domain is very important, and trigonometry domain is very important, and function also domain is very important. So you cannot simply skip the domain, just I don't care, I will just sketch my graph here. Yeah, a lot of students will tell me, so it's -8, isn't it? Why you do +8? Okay, this is the problem of 10 minus 6, 3. So this is 10 minus 18 is modulus -8. And you understand about the meaning of modulus is whatever value inside the modulus, it will become positive. So it will become +8. Do we have the modulus at our calculator? Yes. But in our calculator, we call absolute value. So if you see I do, shift absolute here, and then I will get -8. The calculator will actually tell me is +8. Because whatever value inside the modulus, we will need to change it to positive. Can we write the number in the table like teacher? Mean not according to the ascending order? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I think if you want to arrange accordingly, yeah, you can just rewrite or you can just copy here. It doesn't matter. Because I think this is how they will mark, they will give the 3 mark here. First, they will give the 1 mark for the domain. Means these two value is correct. They will give 1 mark. And then they will give you 1 mark for the vertex. And then last 1 mark, I believe, is for the sketch. So therefore, I don't think they will give mark for your table here. So yeah, so how you write a table, I think should be fine in this case. Okay, so yep. Any question you want to ask me before I move on to the next questions? Alright, so let's move on. Okay, question number 3 here. Solution by skill drawing is not accepted, is as always. 2-mark question. Given that the area of triangle OAB is 30 units square, find the value of K. So right now they tell us the area is 30. So they ask us to find a K from there. So it's quite easy. So what we want to do here is we just need to use the area formula. What is the area formula? Is 1 over 2 modulus. Why modulus? Because area cannot be negative. So normally this is how I will do. The coordinate is O, A, and B. I will write accordingly O, A, and B. I'll repeat the first coordinate O. And what is the coordinate for O? Which is 0, 0, isn't it? So 0 for X, 0 for Y. A is -6 and 8. B is K and 2. Repeat the O, 0, 0. Okay. Then, what we want to do here, does the question ask us to state the range also? Alright, so yeah, then I haven't finished. Then I believe maybe, okay, they doesn't give mark for the domain. Okay, what is the meaning of range here? Range is basically is for the Y. Domain is for the X, range is for the Y. So your range, you can see, this is your range. It's from the 0 all the way to the 16. This one will be your range here. So therefore, my range of Y, I will say Y is between 0 and 60. Okay, this is the range here. Because I doesn't have my graph doesn't go below the x-axis, isn't it? So this is the reason why my range is from 0 to 16. And I don't have any graph go beyond 16 also, right? So my maximum y value is 16, minimum y value is 0. This is what we call range. Okay? And this is what we call domain. Okay, so normally I just tell my student, domain is for the x, range is for the y. Okay, range is for the y. I hope you get it. Yeah, thanks the student who actually mentioned about this part. I accidentally skipped the range here. Okay, let's come back to the area here. I think the solving of triangle is still in the syllabus. Yes. Alright, so the first thing is, what I will do is, I will multiply like this. Okay, so my area is 30. 1 over 2. 0 multiply A is 0. Plus 2 multiply -6 is -12. Plus K times 0 is still 0. Close the bracket. And then we change the direction, multiply like this. I add a minus at the middle. Then I plus again. -6 times 0 is 0. K times A is plus 8K. Plus 0 times 2 is 0. So, half I move to the other side, I will get 60. So inside modulus here, I will get -12 minus 8K. Okay, then right now, I want to get rid of the modulus. If I want to get rid of the modulus, what we will do is, we will always add the plus minus at the other side. You see, if I write -12 minus 8K, you realize there's no modulus sign here, then I will need to add plus minus to the other side. So here, I have two choices. One is -12 minus 8K equals to positive 60. Or -12 minus 8K equals to -60. And then we'll solve this one real quick. This one will give me 72. K will give me -9. This one -8K will give me -48. And K will give me 6. Right. If I have 2K value here, I will only choose one based on the position of K. So you understand K basically is X coordinate. You look at the B here. If I convince you this X coordinate is -9, will you believe me or not? Definitely not, right? Because you know here X must be positive. So therefore, -9 will be rejected. So our K will be 6 here. Okay, so for sketching the graph, do we have to set the skew or not? Alright, no need. So normally you need to have the skew, right, is only for drawing the graph. But if you want to draw a little bit by yourself, it should be fine. Yeah, I believe some students do prefer something like, okay, put the 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you are totally fine by doing that. You no need to worry about this. Yeah, but you no need to be so accurate, because if they want the graph be very accurate, the question will ask you to draw the graph but not sketch the graph. Okay, so yeah, so after I got the K value 2 mark, I will just insert here. So my B coordinate is 6, 2. Alright, so this is how we solve the triangle. I will erase it. Yeah, if you haven't copied or whatsoever, you can just watch the replay. No need to worry. Okay, done the A now. Okay, then we go to the part B. The point Q is 2, 4, lie on the straight line AB. Find the AQ ratio QB. Right, so I assume Q is somewhere here based on the coordinates of 2, 4. So I assume this is my coordinate Q. 2, 4. Because 2 and 4 both are positive values, then I will not assume my Q is somewhere here. Because if the Q is over here, then the X must be negative value. So therefore cannot be here. Okay, then the next thing I will do is I will let AQ ratio QB equals to M ratio N. So over here, I will just assume this is ratio M and ratio N. Because obviously this is a ratio question, so we need to solve the ratio question by using the ratio formula. Ratio formula tell me that mx1 plus mx2 divided by m plus n, comma, my1 plus my2 divided by m plus n is equals to xy. Okay, now the challenging part for this formula is how to take the coordinate, because you have A, you have Q, and you have B. Okay, remember, in order to use this formula, the coordinate in between the A and B is always right at the back here. So you can see the Q coordinate is between the A and B, isn't it? Mean the coordinate internal one, in between them. So therefore, this is equals to 2, 4. Okay, so right now, we don't need the Q. We just ignore the Q. Okay, right now I need to use my M to multiply my X value and N to multiply another X value. Always remember, don't multiply the X value beside the M or N. Multiply the further X value. So this is what do I mean here. The M, if you multiply this one, then it's wrong. You have to multiply the further X value. So M need to multiply the 6 here. Become 6M. Then the N need to multiply the further X value, which is negative 6. If you multiply the 2 here, or you multiply the 6 at beside here, then you got wrong. Okay, remember, you must always multiply the further X value. This is minus 6N divided by M plus N. Then if you understand the logic, I will use the same logics. I will use the same logics to find my Y value. So I will say, I will use the M to multiply my further Y value, which is 2M. Plus, I will use the N to multiply further Y value, which is AN, divided by M plus N. Okay, in order to get the ratio, you just need to take either X or Y to find the ratio. In this case, I choose to take the X here. So if you want, you can choose to take the Y and you will get the same result. So no need to worry. Okay, if I take the yellow color one, which is the X value here, which is 6M minus 6N over M plus N equals to 2. My objective is to get something like m over n equals to a over b. Then I can say m ratio n equals to a ratio b. So this is my objective. I solve this equation until the end. I must be able to get a fraction for m over n equals to a and b will be the number. Then I can get my ratio. Okay, if you didn't get the idea, never mind. I will show you. First thing is I cross over multiply. This one multiply with 2. 6n minus 6n. Did I do it correctly? I hope I do. Okay, minus 6n equals to, just now my k I get 6, isn't it? If not mistaken. 6, 8, 48. Yeah, I believe so. 2m plus 2n. So therefore, I move to the other side. I will get 6m minus 2m is 4m. I move to this side. I will get 8n. 2m plus 6n. So m over n is basically 8 over 4. So if I simplify, I will get 2 over 1. So m ratio n is equals to 2 ratio 1. And what is m ratio n? I led at the very beginning. It's AQ ratio QB, which is 2 ratio 1. Done. I believe this one is about 2 mark at least. So for the normal distribution, can we use calculator to find the area instead of table? Still can get a mark, right? Without drawing. Yeah, I think you can use a calculator, but you need to show some working because examiner have no way to know whether you use a calculator or table. But you need to show the necessary working. Why are you finding the midpoint? I'm not finding the midpoint. I'm using the ratio formula to find the coordinates. Alright, so can we use a distance? I believe you want to use the distance can also, can we? Yeah, I believe can also, but maybe you need to do more works, maybe. Alright, so let's continue to part 2. P moves such that PB equals to 2PQ. Find the equation of locus P here. Alright, so like I say, if you watch some of my tutorial, I always say whenever in the question they ask you to find the equation of locus, always think about distance formula. Locus is equals to distance. Most of the case, we will use a distance formula to find the equation of locus. Sometimes we will use gradient, sometimes we will use perpendicular to actually find the locus. But most of the time, we will just use the distance. Okay, so over here, let me write down the coordinate. P is the locus we want to find, let it xy. And B will be the coordinate of 6, 2. And Q will be the coordinate of 2, 4. Alright, so after I have all the coordinates, then I will just insert my distance formula. PB equals to 2PQ. So I should have a distance PB equals to double of PQ. So formula is use a P, x minus x squared, x minus 6 squared, plus y minus y squared, y minus 2 squared. Then we do the same thing for PQ. X minus 2 squared plus y minus 4 squared. So because the distance formula is x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. Alright, okay, here is very important step, which is do not straight away cancel the square root like this because you have the 2 beside it. So therefore what I would recommend my student to do is we will square both sides. Okay, on my left hand side, square and square root can cancel out, no problem. But on my right hand side, I need to square the 2 and make it become 4. And then I will square and square root I will cancel out also after I make the 2 into the 2 square. Then we'll just expand as fast as possible. X squared minus 12x plus 36 plus y squared minus 4y plus 4 equals to 4 multiply x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus y squared minus 8y plus 16. Alright, so after I expand already, I kind of need to simplify and solve it at the same time. Alright, I don't like this process, but no choice, let's do it. X squared plus y squared minus 12x minus 4y plus 40 equals to 4x squared plus 4y squared minus 16x minus 32y plus 80. Alright, I need to make it become 0. X squared, 4x squared minus x squared, 3x squared plus 3y squared. This one move to the other side, minus 4x. Is it 4y? Alright, minus 28y plus 40. Done. This one will be the equation of locus we have here. Yeah, it's another 2 mark. It's not really hard. As long as you know the distance formula, then you just expand slowly, then you should be able to get the equation of locus easily. Normally, if I want to arrange the equation of locus, I will start with the x squared, y squared, x, y, and number. This is how I will arrange it, and always I will make it equal to 0. And then after that, I want to check is it possible to divide 3 for the whole equation? And I realize I have negative 4 and positive 40, then that means I cannot divide by negative 3. Then there's nowhere to further simplify. Because sometimes all the number can be further simplified, then we need to do that. Oh, I talk non-stop for 40 minutes. Okay, I got to chill for 1 or 2 minutes. Locus is the eclipse. Yeah, I think it's possible also. I got grade B in this paper. Not bad. At least you still got a B here. But discussing paper 2 is like quite tiring. Okay, so if you can understand, let's move on. Locus is a circle. Yep. Because circle equation is something like x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals to r squared, right? So if we simplify, expand, make the whole thing equals to 0, I believe you will still get the locus equation. What are your thoughts on the new timetable SPM, sir? For me, it's fine. Yeah, I heard a lot of students complain like all the subject like squished all together because I didn't go to take exam. And my AddMath is on March. I believe it's first week of March. So I do still have a lot of time for me. Then for me, it's fine. Maybe for science stream students, yeah, you need to do all the science subject together. Will be quite stressful. So can you explain a bit on locus and perpendicular, sir? I'm not going to explain right now, but I have plenty of the locus and perpendicular video. Yeah, you just go to my channel and then there's a search in channel. You just type perpendicular. I believe you will find quite few of the video over there. Alright, let's continue number 4 here. Alright, diagram 2 actually show a plans of a rectangular garden, PQRS. So this is rectangular garden, the whole PQRS. The garden consists of semicircle pond, PTS. So this pond over here is basically, I believe there's some for swimming or for fish, or I don't know. So this one is a pond here. So I use the blue color stand for water. Yeah, I love to coloring the diagram sometimes. and the glassy area PQRST. So I believe here will be the glassy area. So let me just chill and color a little bit. But my coloring is a bit fail. But it doesn't matter. I'm a math teacher, I'm not the artist. Alright, but at least you get the idea. Okay, so over here we have some length here. SR is 6y and QR is 7x. Curiously, wanna knows that can you speak in Malay? Like I explained many times in the previous video also, I can speak a very basic Malay. But last time I also took my AddMath in Malay, but I forgot a lot of term already. So, and I don't think I can speak fluently in Malay also. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. But definitely, I live in Malaysia. I need to order food and whatsoever, or I go to the bank sometime, or some government department. I have to speak Malay. Yes, I can speak the basic Malay. Can you share the SPM paper MF 2020? I don't have. I even asked a lot of teacher or student. They also haven't get the 2020 MF paper. Even I want to buy also. Outside, nobody is selling for 2020. If any one of you have the paper, yeah, feel free to share to me. Okay, it's given that SR equals to 6, Okay, so the rectangular area of PQRS, so I know the PQRS is 168 meters square. So, alright, this is 168, is 6y 7x. So I can form my first equation here. 6y multiplied 7x is 168. This is the area given. 42xy equals to 168. xy equals to 4. Y equals to 4 over x. I will call this one as my first equation. I get this equation from the area given. And perimeter of the grassy area is 60 meter. Alright, I need to form another equation using the perimeter. So the perimeter given is 60. So how to get the green color perimeter? Here is 6y. Alright, then this one is half of the circle. We should know the perimeter or circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. If I only take half of it, will be pi r. So therefore, this over here will be, this one will be pi r. I mean pi multiply r. And what is my r here? My r is half of the 7x, isn't it? So my r should be 7x over 2. Alright, then I can do my parameter here, which is 6y plus 6y is 12y plus 7x plus pi 7x over 2 equals to 60. Alright, this one will be my arc length. Alright, this one obviously is the second equation. Then you just need to solve the first equation into the second equation. So my y will become 4 over x plus 7x plus 7 pi x over 2 equals to 60. Alright. Okay, we have a pi which is 22 over 7, right? I believe the question do say that. Yeah, pi is 22 over 7. Alright, let's solve the pi thingy here. Let me rewrite this one. This is 7 over 2 pi x. Okay, so 2 and this one I simplify. I got 11. Simplify. Alright, now it's better. So I have 48 over x plus, this one is 11x plus 7x, 18x equals to 60. I need to solve this equation by multiply x for the whole equation. Alright, so this one it becomes 48 plus 18x squared equals to 60x. And all the numbers seems like can divide it by 6, isn't it? So I divided 6 for the whole equation. So I get 8 plus 6x squared equals to 10x divided 6. So still can divide 2. Alright, then It can be still divided. Divide by 2 this. Divide by 6 is 3. Alright. So I have 3x squared minus 10x plus a equals to 0. Sorry, my math sometime will fail one. Alright, so in order to get negative 10, this one should be minus 4 and minus 2. So over here, I have x equals to 4 over 3. And x equals to 2. Okay, so based on this question, which one should we choose here? I think both answers should be fine, isn't it? Let's try the value for parameter. So let's assume x is 2. My y will be 4 over 2, which is 2. When x is 4 over 3, my y should be 4 over 4 over 3. My y should be 3. Alright, I guess both should be fine unless we have any specific condition. Let's try it out. See makes sense or not. So 6 is 6y. Alright, so let's say, yeah, I think both answers also make sense, right? I don't know. Or do we only have one answer? Okay, trying to substitute in, see whether. So I think sub in both, then take the one x. Oh, x is not equals to y. Does the question say that? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A bit blur. Yeah, sometimes I didn't read the question carefully. So we have rejected this combination because the question do tell us x is not equals to y. Yeah, it's over here. X is not equals to y. Alright, then we get the answer right now. X is 4 over 3, y is equals to 3. Alright, x is 4 over 3, y is equals to 3. Yeah, I see a lot of you are actually more aware to me, more aware than me. Alright, so what you want to find out? Okay, so they tell us some sentence which is a bit weird. They say the pond with a uniform depth consists of 15.4 meter cube of the water. Ask us to find the depth of the water. So you just imagine, right now we have something, the pond here, we have some depth here. Okay, so the depth here, I'm going to call it a height here, which is I do not know. But since it's all of here are water, then it should be fine. See, we have the x value right now. I will just sub my x value here to get the idea. So how to get the volume for this one? This one is actually we call prism. Prism basically we just use the semicircle, multiply the height, that's all. So the semicircle area of circle is pi r squared. Semicircle is half pi r squared. And then multiply the height. Okay, so the volume we have 15.4. Pi is 22 over 7. Okay, so right now what is my r? My r just now is 7 over 2x, 4 over 3. So therefore my r is a little bit complicated here, which is 14 over 3. Alright, so my r is 14 over 3 square. Height is the depth they asked us to find. So let's solve it. So I have 11. So, okay, so throw the whole thing to the other side. 21, 15.4 times 21 divided by 11 times 14 square equals to h. Alright, I just throw everything to the other side to get my depth here. Put a fraction, 15.4 times 21 divided by 11 times 14 square. Alright, so my depth should be 0.15 meter. Done. 7 mark. Yeah, I believe this one is a simultaneous equation topics. Or in right now, they actually call system equation. Yeah, they're just trying to make this question look more complicated a little bit. So this is the reason why they give you 7 marks. But if you understand the logic and you don't make the carry mistake like I did, then you should be able to score this 7 mark easily here. So, alright, any question want to ask me? If no, let's move on. Alright, yeah, a bit lazy to discuss this question, but this is one of the K-Bar question at that year. I make about 2 separate videos for this question as well. Alright, so does the question ask 7 multiply 3 square? Why have something as 7 multiply? Alright, it's 3 square, isn't it? Yeah, we have the student who actually can see really well. So this one is 9763. Alright, so yeah, still have a 3 there because 3 also have square. Oh my god, I can't believe I keep on make the carry mistake. So it's 45 meter. Yeah, because the bottom, this 3 supposedly is a 3 square. If you want to know how to improve your memory skill, I believe online have a lot of methods. You can just go Google it. I believe a lot of experts will actually teach you. Alright, let me drink some tea before this question. Alright, let's solve this one. Mathematics Societies of SMK Muhiba organized a competition to design a logo for the society. So the diagram 3 actually showed a circular logo designed by Amar. The 3 blue color regions are congruent. Congruent basically means they are exactly the same. So if I say the triangle are congruent, if I say both of the triangle are congruent, basically mean they must have the same centimeter here. Must be exactly the same, we call congruent. It's similar, basically if I say both triangle are similar, basically mean they must have the same angle only. But the length no need to be same. This one can be 14, can be 10, can be 12. Then this one we call similar. So therefore, congruent, nothing much to explain, mean exactly the same. Just the mathematic words, they use the word congruent. So basically they just say these 3 blue color are exactly the same area. They are congruent. Okay? Okay. Then they ask, is it given that the parameter of the blue color region is 20 pi? So I believe A, they asked me to find a radius. Find a radius. And then B, they asked us to find the yellow color region. Okay, let's find the radius first. Okay, we have a center point here. I'm going to call O. So from the center point to the circumference, this one is basically is a radius. So here, if I draw like this, this is another radius here. So you can see, if I divide the 360 into 3 parts, you should know each part is basically is 120. Here is 120. Here's another 120. So I can split the 120 into half again. Then you realize this is 60 and 60. Then if both of the lines are the same length, then I have the isosceles triangle. This is 60 degree. This is R and R. And you realize if both also are, then here must be 60 and 60. Then this one is no longer isosceles triangle. It is the equilateral triangle. So therefore, I know this also is the R because it's equilateral triangle. So if I draw the line like this, you should be able to see I have 3 R like this. So let me draw it out to actually give you some idea. This is R, and here's R. All the angle is 60, 60, and 60. Alright, then I have a segment. I add a little bit. This is exactly the blue color one. Alright, so can I actually change the color? Okay, let me use the light blue now. Okay, I don't have the dark blue here. Maybe I have, but I don't want to go find it. Okay, so you know how to find the area of segment. We have a formula to find the area of segment, isn't it? Oh no, we just need to find the arc length. So right now it's not about area first. We want to find the arc length. So we want to basically find, oh, what is the arc length here? I want to find arc length. It's very easy. S equals to r theta. My r is just r. My theta is changed to the radian. Is pi over 3. So this arc length over here is basically is r theta. R multiply pi over 3. So in short, I can call it this one as pi over 3r for one of the arc length. Alright, then have a look at this one. How many arc length do we have now? We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, we have 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 of the arc length here. So this is the arc. Okay, so 6 multiply this one will equals to 20 pi. According to the question, the parameter of the blue color region is 20 pi. So I will simplify it. 2. So r equals to 20 pi divided by 2 pi. R equals to 10. Done. Alright, this is the first idea. This is how we get the r here. So r basically is 10 centimeter. Okay, then we done the first part. It's 3 mark. Then the second part, they ask us to find the area of the color region. So just now, we have a way to find the area of segment. So if I want to find this part, it's so-called area of segment. So which is the blue color one. We have a formula for area of segment, isn't it? Area of segment is what? Half r squared theta minus sine theta. This is the formula to find the area of segment. Okay, so I will use this one to find one of it. And then the whole thing is basically is just multiply 6. I should have 6 segments here. So because of this one, let's do it. So half. So I can say blue color. Right, area first lah. Area of blue region is equals to 6 multiply half r square. Theta is pi over 3 minus sine pi over 3. Then I can get my whole blue color region here. So this one I simplify, I can get a 3 here. 3 times 100 is 300 straight away. Make sure you calculate it in R because I'm going to type the sine pi over 3. So 300 times bracket pi, okay, need to use the given pi or else we'll get less accurate answer. This is something I don't like about SPM. They force us to use the pi value given. 3.142 over 3 minus sine 3.142 over 3. Close the bracket, enter. So the blue color region is this value, centimeter square, I believe. Alright, then right now, I already solved all the blue color region. I want to find a triangle. I want to find this triangle. So first thing is I want to find the length first. So if I want to find the length, I will draw out a right angle triangle here. Okay, you can use a Pythagoras if you want, or you want to use other things. It's fine. Depends on what you want to use here. But let me see. Alright, this is can. And yeah, we can actually use the arc length also can. Let me see what I want to use here. I think I can use the solution of triangle here. Yes, we can use the radian in sine. Yeah, a lot of students will think, so should I type sine 60 or should I type pi sine pi over 3? Both also will give you the same result. Just depend. If you type sine 60, your calculator must be in radian. But if you type sine pi over 3, you type sine 60, your calculator must be in degree. But if you type sine pi over 3, your calculator must be in radians. So you can see on the top here, my calculator have the R over there. Alright, so this one, I don't think I want to use the Pythagoras. It sounds complicated to me. I will just use a sine rule, cosine rule seems easier. So since this one is 120, or we call 2 pi over 3, isn't it? And then this is 10. We have two sides and one angle between. We can find this easily, isn't it? So use a cosine rule. So it will be square root of 10 square plus 10 square minus 2 10 cos 2 pi over 3. 2 pi over 3 will be 120 degree, if not mistaken. I hope I didn't make mistake lah. Alright, so 10 square plus 10 square minus 200 times cos 2 pi 3.142 over 3. Close bracket. Alright, this one will be 17.3219. Alright. Okay, why I want to find the arc length? Because I want to find the area of triangle. Actually, I can just plus 3 area of triangle also can, right? Why am I doing some extra work? Okay, I find a faster way of doing that. Because this yellow color triangle actually is formed by 3 congruent triangle. You can see triangle number 1, triangle number 2, and triangle number 3. Alright, then I will say area of triangle. Because I have the formula for triangle, right? Half AB sine C. Half AB sine C. Which is, what is it? 2 pi over 3. Okay, so then I can get an area of triangle. 3 multiply, this one is 50 times sine 2 pi times 3.142 over 3. Close the bracket. So this one will be 129.8834. Alright, then my area of yellow region is the triangle minus the blue color, isn't it? 129.8834 minus 54.372 minus 54.372. Final answer, normally I doesn't put so much decimal. I will just leave 2 should be fine. Centimeter square. Done. Then, yeah, this is a little bit tricky because first thing is they don't give you a radius. And then another thing I find tricky is somehow we kind of need to think like, is it each of the triangle also the same? Is it all the 3 sides also have the same angle and so on? Because this question actually literally gives us very limited information. They only tell me the blue color region are congruent. Then I kind of need to assume all the angles are the same here. But it makes sense because these 3 blue are congruent, then the angle must be the same. So yeah. So this is how we will do it. Because just now I'm trying to find what is the length here and find the length here, then I use the sine rule to find the triangle. But I realized I can actually split them into 3 triangles. Then I can do it even faster without need to find the side length over there. Okay, cool. I'm not sure I have the energy to continue, but I want to talk few more. Okay, maybe I stop at question 7. Okay, another roller coaster question. Need to take Panadol after this question. Yeah, this is the reason why I say I think the 2018 student must be very smart because their question is hard. Okay, the diagram 4 show the front view of a part of the roller coaster track in the miniature part. Okay, so I think we should change into the integer as part A, right? Part A we will get exactly integer because part A we will just get 10. 10 is an integer, isn't it? I blanked this roller coaster question. Alright. The difficult part about this roller coaster actually is not that bad. But the difficult part is you do not know where is the x-axis and y-axis. So therefore, this kind of question is like you kind of need to add your x-axis and y-axis by yourself. Then the whole question become a lot easier. If not, there's no x-axis and y-axis, this equation actually means nothing for you. And some students might ask, sir, can I simply add the x-axis and y-axis? I believe should be fine, but it's not really like simply add, but depend how you want to add it. So this question actually tell me something like this. The curved part of the track roller coaster is represented by this equation, with the point P as the origin. So is the question tell me point P is the origin, then I will just let my P become 0, 0. Then I have my x-axis and y-axis already. Because if P is the origin, this is the P, isn't it? Then I have my y-axis, which is here. I have my x-axis, which is here. Definitely my line is not perfect, alright? So trying to as perfect as possible. So right now, my P is my origin. Okay, after I draw the x-axis and y-axis already, then what the question want? Find the shorter vertical distance. Vertical means what? The distance must be 90 degrees from the ground. It's called vertical distance. In meter from the track to the ground level. So this one is the ground. So based on human eyes, I will assume the shorter distance should at the minimum point here. So from the minimum point to the ground, this is where the shorter distance means here. So by understanding this logic, what we want to do is we want to find the minimum point. We have the cubic equation. Then there's only one way for us to find the minimum point, which is differentiation. If you have quadratic equation, you want to find the minimum point, you can still doing the completing the square. But for cubic equation, only one method to find the minimum point, which is make dy dx equals 0. Okay, by understand this logic, let's do it. So I will do dy dx equals 0. Why I want to do that? My objective is to find the minimum point. And some student might ask, sir, dy dx equals 0, I can find maximum as well. How do I know it's minimum? I do not know. So because dy dx equals 0 can find both. But depend later how many coordinates you will get. One will be maximum, another one will be minimum, I guess, because this is a cubic equation. So let's see. So if I differentiate this one, I have 3 over 64x squared minus 3 over 8x equals to 0. You can just simplify. Until the end, you should get a similar result with mine. I will take out 3 over 8x here. So I should have 1 over 8x minus 1 equals to 0. So therefore, from here, 3 over 8x equals to 0. And 1 over 8x minus 1 equals 0. The first one, x equals 0, I assume this is maximum. This one, x equals to 8, I assume this one is a minimum. Because if I assume my P is origin, you can see origin, this one is look like the highest at x equals 0. So this one, I will assume this is when x equals to 8. 8 here. So, but we do not want the x because we want to find the distance from the ground. Then here we need to find the y. Since we know the x equals to a, we can just sub the a back into the y equation to get our y value here. So yeah, if I do that, my y equals to 1 over 64, 8 cubed minus 3 over 16, x squared. Let's see what is my y value here by using calculator. Minus 3 over 16, x squared is 64. Negative 4. That means this coordinate is called a and negative 4. So you can imagine if here negative 4 means from the x-axis here, I'm minus 4 unit going downward, isn't it? So therefore, my distance here is just 1 meter. Is it use the meter here? Or we using other unit? The question doesn't say, oh, it's meter, dollar meter. Alright, so therefore, the shortest vertical distance is equals to 5 minus 4 is equals to 1 meter. Alright, so if you understand the logic, this roller coaster question is not too complicated. Like I say, the only challenging part is because you don't have the y-axis and x-axis at this question. But if you manage to draw it or find it, then the whole question are still fine. Alright, so let's see chat room. Any question I want to answer? Is SPM exam harder than IG? Depends. Some question yes, but not all. Alright, so I think I will do the last question of the day, 7, and then the rest of the question I will leave on the next for the next Thursday. Alright, so let's have a look at these trigo questions. I would say this one is slightly harder than the standard trigo question, but it's not like extremely hard, so I think it's still fine. Okay, so we see something like sine A plus B and sine A minus B, so therefore we definitely will use the formula sine A plus minus B. Formula tells us is sine A cos B plus minus cos A sine B. Right, I need to use this formula for this question, and then I want to prove that I will get about cos 3x. So definitely I need to expand the first sine A plus B, then I expand the second sine A minus B using the formula. So I need to use the formula for 2 times. Right, let's do it. So here I will start from the left hand side. So my A is 3x, my B is pi over 6. Okay, so let's do it. Sine 3x and then cos pi over 6 plus, right, plus cos 3x sine pi over 6. Okay, done. Expand the first one. Minus sine, okay, expand again. This is minus sine 3x cos pi over 6 minus cos 3x sine pi over 6. Alright, then I realize they are exactly the same thing. Then I have the minus, I can cancel out the same thing. Then negative bring over here. Negative times negative will give me positive. Then I know is cos the whole thing here going to plus this one. So I have double of it. So I have 2 cos 3x sine pi over 6. Because just imagine A plus A, you have 2A. This is the idea. So we all know about cos pi over 6 is 1 over 2. So I simplify. I get cos 3x. Proven. Alright, not too bad. You just expand the formula carefully. Okay, hence they ask us to solve this equation from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, if you see carefully, this part of the equation and this part of the equation, do you spot any difference here? You realize just now my a is 3x and my b is pi over 6. But over here, my a is 3x over 2. My b is pi over 6. So if you manage to spot the difference here, then you roughly can guess what is the equation. Because until the end, you actually get cos 3x, isn't it? You get cos a. So therefore, if my a value here change, then this one, I will get cos a. My a is 3x over 2. So the whole thing, if you simplify it, you will get cos 3x over 2 equals to 1 over 2. If you not believe me, you say, sir, you bluff me or blah, blah, blah. I don't believe this one is cos 3x over 2. Okay, let me show you real quick here. Okay, I will just erase the 3x here. I just erase all the 3x here to change them into the 3x over 2. Then you realize the same thing, I will cancel out. Then here, I have double of 3x over 2. Then here, half and 2, I will simplify. So at the end, I will get 3x over 2. So therefore, if my a value here change, then I can just use back the same a value. So this one, for part B1, if I expand, if I simplify until the end, I will get cos 3x over 2. Alright, after you understand this one, we need to solve it. Solve basically means I want to find an answer for x here. So, I have the range here. This range is important. It tells me how many angles I need to find for 3x over 2. This one is range for x, it's not the 3x over 2. So in order to make the 3x over 2 one, I need to times 3 over 2 for the first one, times 3 over 2 for the second one. So 0 times anything, I get back 0. Then this one will give me 3 pi. So therefore, my range for 3x over 2 will be from 0 to 3 pi. So you should know, add sugar to coffee, you rotate one round is only 2 pi. So 3 pi is rotate 1.5 round. So later, I might have more than 2 answers. Okay, so have a look at this one. So I move the cos to the other side first. I get cos inverse 1 over 2. Then this one will just type in the calculator, nothing special. Shift cos 1 over 2. The calculator will tell me it's pi over 3. So therefore, my 3x over 2, I got my first answer. 1 over 3 pi, or you can call it pi over 3, it doesn't matter, it's the same thing. Okay, but this is positive value. Add sugar to coffee, tell me. Add sugar to coffee. Tell me cos will get positive at first quadrant and fourth quadrant. First quadrant, want to find the angle, just type in the calculator, which is pi over 3. But the fourth quadrant, you want to find, you need to do 2 pi minus theta. So which is, the second answer will be 2 pi minus pi over 3. Like I say, since I want to rotate 1.5 round, then that means I will pass through the a second time. So if I passing through the a second time for second round, this position is called 2 pi plus theta. Because one round total you will get 2 pi, isn't it? And this one is the theta. So you just imagine after you rotate one round And then you task the first quadrant again, called 2 pi plus theta. So it will be 2 pi plus my theta is pi over 3. Then second quadrant, cos get negative, I can ignore here, it doesn't matter. So I believe this is the 3 answer I will get here. So let me solve it real quick. Pi over 3, 5 pi over 3, 7 pi over 3. So then x will be times 2. 2 pi over 9. You just divide 3 over 2 for the whole equation. Alright, you should be able to get the same result here. 10 pi over 9, 14 pi over 9. Done. So this is the 3 answer I will get here. So done the B1. Alright, then we go to the B2. They will ask us to sketch this graph. So we all know this one is actually, my A is 3x, isn't it? So this one is basically cos 3x. Okay, this equation should be simplified already. Is cos 3x minus 1 over 2. And I want to draw from 0 to pi. Okay, let's draw this one. So if y equals to cos 3x minus 1 over 2, I need to draw from 0 to pi. Okay, first thing is I want to know my amplitudes. If you doesn't see anything in front of the cos here, it means positive 1. Then my amplitude is 1. Alright, then this is my c value, is negative 1 over 2. It tells me my whole cos graph will actually going down half unit. Then the last thing is my bx. For cos graph, bx is always equals to 2 pi. This value is a fixed value. Okay, so x is basically is 2 pi over 3. So basically x means what? This is period. Basically mean my one cycle will end at 2 pi over 3. So after I understand all this logic, then we start drawing. So I know I will going down about half unit here. Negative 1 over 2. So this one is sort of my new x-axis. I'm going to draw on it. And then my amplitude is 1. So from half here, negative half plus 1, I will get 1 over 2. And then here I need to plus 1, and here I need to minus 1 because my amplitude is 1. Then this one will be negative 3 over 2. So here is sort of my maximum and my minimum. And I want to draw until pi. So basically 3x means you have 3 cycles in 2 pi. So if I have 2 pi over here, you're going to draw it 3 cycles, draw 3 times. So if I cut it in a half here, the logic tell you is you have 1.5 cycle. So then I will draw like this. I will draw my first cycle carefully. Oh my god. Where's my x-axis? First cycle. Repeat another half cycle. Alright, since I know my cycle will end at 2 pi over 3, I cut it into half here. Is pi over 3. So plus another pi over 3, here is pi. So this one will be half again, which is pi over 6. So it's 2 pi over 6, this one will be 3 pi over 6, 4 pi over 6, 5 pi over 6. Then this one will be my y, this one will be my x. And then I believe I sketch finish without need to find the number of solution. So this will be my whole graph here. Teacher, I didn't have enough time to study trigo for my trial. Is it okay if I skip this question for my exam? Yeah, definitely. If you have no time, don't waste time on the question, you cannot do. Yep, 1.5 hour. I believe I use it nicely and fully utilize my 1.5 hour. So random question, during SPM can bring two calculator. One is classic, another one is 570. Okay, I believe you can bring as many calculator as you want. You just tell the examiner you worry there's no battery. As long as they check the calculator, there's nothing wrong. You can bring in 2 or 3. I don't think they will give you any trouble. Trigo is so hard. Yeah, I have few video cover a lot of knowledge you need to know about Trigo. You can go ahead and check it out. But if you want to join my masterclass, because masterclass I actually make the video for KSSM every single chapter, but you need to pay 14 ringgit per month lah. Yeah, you can watch back all my previous lesson. Yeah, I believe I have a lot of video inside there, more than 100 hour. So yeah, you can go check it out if you are interested to join my masterclass. Usually Trigo graph would be on section B, right? Yep. So, but I would not say I would not encourage my student to actually skip the Trigo. One of the reason is because Trigo they coming out in paper 1 and paper 2. So those topics coming out in both paper, I would just assume they are important topics because you study one chapter, you can do both paper. Teacher, because of you, I got A in my SPM. Yeah, good job for Nabil for 2018. Yeah, I have a lot of students watch my content and they got A. Yeah, I'm really proud of all of you. We need to use the Google Play card. I am not sure about that. I skip Trigo proving question for sure. But Trigo proving normally is not that bad. But just these few years, they actually make the proving part harder. Yeah, because I do a lot of past year proving is like two or 3 mark. Basically like 3 or 4 steps you can get the answer already. If you do like the one whole page although cannot get the answer, you know something wrong. Then you kind of go for other question first lah. Because another part about proving is all the formula is given. Just sometimes you do not know which formula you need to use here. Yeah, if you understand the proving, I would say proving need a lot of experience. So, and I bought some of the reference book that have ton of practice for proving. Like they have about 30 to 40 questions about proving. You just do all of the practice. I believe after a while you should be able to master the proving part. Yeah, like what Elvin say, MF needs a lot of practice. And I have chemistry trial tomorrow. All right. Good luck for your other subject trial. All right. So, anyways, we have about 100 students together with us today. So, thank you so much for you guys to stay until the end. So, next Thursday I will continue about this paper. I believe after this we have quite a lot of difficult question as well. It's not mistaken. This question is a little bit hard for distribution. Integration is fine. This linear law for me is fine. Okay, this kinematics also a little bit hard because you have 2 items. I have the 2 particles, then they're going to meet each other or something like that. Will be a little bit hard. Alright, this index number also will be a little bit hard. They tell you the index actually changing, increasing or decrease. And this solution of triangle in 3 dimensions. Yeah, so all these questions I will discuss on the next Thursday. So we still have plenty of questions can do on the next Thursday. So anyways, next Thursday I will sit for my AddMath trial. Alright, good luck and all the best for you. Yeah, so I hope you guys can learn a lot in my life here. This is a reason why I put so much hard work to actually benefit my YouTube student. So yeah, I hope you really learn a lot. Help me to click the like button over there at least can tell YouTube that this content is really good so that YouTube can recommend my content to other students. Yeah, if you can help me to share, it's even better. But if you are not free or you don't feel convenient or fine to share my content, it's fine. It's totally fine. But at least you help me to click a like over there so that YouTube will know that, oh, this content is really good. Then they will actually, yeah, promote this one to other SPM students. Thank you, sir. First time to watch your YouTube live and learn together with all of you. Really appreciate it. All right, you are most welcome. I hope all of you have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys again on next Thursday, 9 p.m. And for my masterclass student, I will see you guys tomorrow, 8 to 10. We will discuss another model paper. All right, thanks for your time and good night. And remember to join our Discord so that you can further discuss over there. And Elvin will be our moderator for Discord and definitely for the YouTube as well. All right, so see you guys around. Bye bye.